يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. لا يا ربنا سبحان الله. الحمد لله. الله. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم. أما بعد. Praise and we thank Allah Ta'ala. We send salawat on Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, his family, friends, all those who follow. Reminder that we send and increase our salawat on Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam on this beautiful day of Jum'ah. May Allah Ta'ala grant that we're able to fulfill of the sunnah of the Jum'ah. Take a ghusl, try to come early to the masjid, abundant salawat. We recite Surah Kahf. We put on all of our best clothes today, inshallah Ta'ala. Bismillah. Um, After the beautiful introduction that Allah Ta'ala gave us, or rather what was in the introduction, Allah spoke about the Quran, the truthfulness of the Quran. Allah reiterated that He is one Lord to be worshipped, and those that worship anything besides Him alone, Allah, they are simply following their own desires. They have no knowledge about it, nor do their forefathers, and they're just making up a bunch of lies. Allah reaffirms that the dunya was created to test us, and everything will become naught. Everything will cease to exist, and everything will go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now Allah goes into the story of the companions of the cave, but as if Allah first says, if you think the story of the cave is an amazing thing, then how amazing was my creating the rest of creation? Allah creates all of creation, right? And it is not that the companions of the cave are more amazing than the rest of Allah's creation. To say this in another way, there's one verse where Allah says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, مَا خَلْقُكُمْ وَلَا بَعْثُكُمْ إِلَّا كَنَفْسٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. To create all of you and to resurrect all of you is not any different than from one soul, from one person. For Allah there is no more difficult and more easier. It is for Allah. Allah creates it and it happens. So, don't be so amazed by this particular story of the companions of the cave that there might come to you so many other signs, but you overlook them because you think they might be small, insignificant things. Because wallah, everything is a great sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every single thing that can come to you, that you can understand, when looking at it in a correct frame of mind and from the correct angle, then we can see that that thing is indeed a great sign from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah says, Bismillah, Am hasibata, or do you think, Anna ashab al-kahfi wal-raqim, that the companions of the cave and al-raqim, kanu, they are, min ayatina ajaba, of our amazing signs. Do you think that these are only an amazing sign and everything else is not an amazing sign? The Kahf refers to the cave, and the other word Ar-Raqim, there's difference of scholars regarding this Raqim. What is it? Some mention that it is the name of the mountain where they had, where the cave was, or that it was the name of the valley wherein the cave was. Important thing, there was a particular place there, a cave, where they hid themselves away for. إِذْ أَوَى الْفِتْيَةُ إِلَى الْكَهْفِ. The next verse, Allah says, إِذْ أَوَى, when they took refuge. When all these young men, fitya, ila al-kahfi, when they took refuge in the cave. And this is of course a strange thing, because it's not a young man's nature to go take refuge when he's being tested with so many things around him. The young man's nature and the nature of the nafs at that point in time, and of that particular, that just that time of a young man's life, is that he is drawn towards, the nafs wants to go out and see and explore and see what are all these different things that are going on. But these young men, subhanAllah, Allah chose them for a different purpose, that they drew away. They already had been blessed with this gift of Iman, and they saw that around them there was nothing happening of Iman, and they wanted to preserve that. So they drew away. فَقَالُوا, and they said, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا مِن لَدُنْكَ رَحْمَةً. O Allah, give us mercy from your side. Grant us special mercy. We know not what will be our outcome after we leave from this cave. So, وَهَيِّئْ لَنَا مِنْ أَمْرِنَا رَشَدًا. And prepare for us, وَهَيِّئْ لَنَا, prepare for us, مِنْ أَمْرِنَا, in this matter, رَشَدًا, guidance. Prepare guidance in the end result of this matter. They knew they wanted to protect the Iman, and they went into the cave, but they did not know what was the outcome thereof going to be. They could not see the end of the line, right? And many a time when I might hold back of doing something because of, what's this? We have this uncertainty of what the end result is going to be. What's the next step? I can't see the next step. I can't see what's around the corner. That is exactly when Allah wants us to place our trust in Him, Jalla Jalaluhu, that, besides looking at the next step, is this next, besides looking at the step that's one step away, is the next step a right step towards Allah? Is the preservation of your Iman more important? If that is so, then take that step to preserve your Iman and leave the next step to Allah. May Allah Ta'ala grant us this understanding. May Allah Ta'ala grant us to see what these young men saw, the value of this Iman that they had. And they were trailblazers in that they did what no other young men before them did. They drew away. They pulled away from the community. They became loners because of the fact that they wanted to preserve that Iman. There was indeed a greater purpose therein for them. Allah Ta'ala grant that we can take from the story and we can do and be brave enough to do whatever we need to do, wherever we are, so that we can keep our Iman intact. That is the one thing that we will have, that will return to Allah, and whatever other worldly position there might be, the worldly position will remain here in this world. It will not go with us. It will not accompany us. Whatever benefit we can take from it now to benefit the Iman, that is the best that we can absolutely do. May Allah Ta'ala accept from each and every one of us our sacrifices for our Iman. آمين يا رب العالمين. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. تب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين